Hello and welcome to the Monroe Street Lenten Devotional. I'm Tony Lane.
And I'm Barb Lane. This week, our gospel story is found in Luke, chapter 15, verses 1 through 10. Now all the tax collectors and sinners were coming near to listen to Jesus, and the Pharisees and the scribes were grumbling and saying, "This fellow welcomes sinners and even eats with them."
So Jesus told them this parable. Which one of you, having 100 sheep and losing one of them, does not leave the 99 in the wilderness and go after the one that is lost until he finds it? When he has found it, he lays it on his shoulders and rejoices. And when he comes home, he calls together his friends and neighbors, saying to them, "Rejoice with me, for I have found my sheep that was lost." Just so, I tell you, there will be more joy in heaven over one sinner who repents than over 99 righteous people who need no repentance.
Or, what woman, having 10 silver coins, if she loses one of them, does not light a lamp, sweep the house, and search carefully until she finds it? And when she has found it, she calls together her friends and neighbors, saying, "Rejoice with me, for I have found the coin that I had lost." Just so, I tell you, there is joy in the presence of the angels of God over one sinner who repents. You know, this reminds me of something that happened to us not too long ago. We were traveling and we were far away from home, and we had taken a ferry. We had all of our luggage, all of our suitcases, all of our bags, everything with us on that ferry. And we got off the ferry with everything, except I left my purse on the ferry. And it was like, oh my gosh, that my purse contained all of my identification. It contained my COVID card, which was also very important. It contained my phone and all my money. And it was like, and we're really far from home. So through the grace of God, and through all my franticness, we met a lot of very nice people who helped us out, and we were actually able to recover my purse. Even though once we realized that I had lost it, the ferry had already left, so there was a lot of backtracking to be done. But I did get it back, and I was ecstatic, just absolutely ecstatic, and so grateful for all the blessings that God gave us. Because if you think about it, it really could have negatively impacted our trip, just made it a disaster, and it wasn't. So yes, we rejoiced over and over and over again.
So you knew how she felt.
Oh my gosh, exactly.
All right, well, it also reminds me of 2007. It was our second year down in New Orleans after the Katrina hurricane. And we were rebuilding a house for a gentleman named James and his daughter Megan. And James and Megan were not living in the house that we were working on. They were in a FEMA trailer right next to the house. And for you folks, if you've never seen a FEMA trailer, it was horrible to imagine two people living there. Just awful. James had a bad back, and there were days he couldn't get out of bed. And so Megan, who is 10 years old, was his caregiver. And each day she would come out and wave goodbye to us as we were working on her house. She would get on the bus and go to school. And during the day, of course, we'd hang drywall or put up trim or whatever we needed to do. And at the end of the day, the school bus would pull up out front and Megan would bound off and run into the house. And she wanted to know what we did to her house today because it was her house. And she knew every sheet of drywall that got hung or trim that got nailed up was that much closer to her getting back into her house. So she was always very excited. During the week, we came to understand that it was going to be Megan's birthday. And so that evening, after dinner, a group of us took the van and found an open bookstore, and we bought her a Bible, a child's Bible for her birthday. And so we wrapped it up and waited for the school bus to come home the next day. And when Megan came in to see what we'd done, we gave her her present, and she opened it up, and she was very excited. She choked up and told us it was her first book that she'd owned. And she was so happy that it was a Bible because she wanted to be able to read the story. So we don't know the end of the story. We don't know what happened to Megan because we were off again, at the end of the week. But like Barb finding her purse, being very excited, we got to help find a person. And there's nothing better.
It meant so much to us, and it meant so much to her. We really did rejoice with the angels.
This week, we invite you to read this story and then consider for yourself, can you think of a time that God invited you to rejoice because someone found their way home to their life with God? How can you talk to God about this?
So, as you consider those, let us pray. Loving God, as the day begins and the light increases, may we drink deeply of your grace. As the day unfolds, when our hearts stray from you, call us back to this moment. Come after us as surely as a woman searches for a treasure lost. Do not leave us in our foolishness, for we would have your mercy flow from us. And when you bring others home, may we lend our hearts to celebrations, joining the angels and the saints in heaven. Amen.
Amen.